Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Fahd Dawood. I talk about real estate, investing, life, leading yourself to financial freedom and making sure you're creating generational wealth. Look, a lot of times when we help investors invest in real estate assets, whether it's in Dubai or internationally, a lot of investors and agents forget that a property is almost like an alive asset. Now, generally speaking, a property does not require you to take care of it like a business. So there is no day-to-day hiring. There is no day-to-day finding a customer. Sometimes you find a customer once, which is a tenant. There is no day-to-day problems. So landlords and sometimes property managers who are managing the landlord's property tend to take a back seat, relax, put their legs up. What I want to do is I want to remind you that regardless of how easy it might be to make money from a property, it still requires a certain amount of active management so that you can get more rent out of it. At the end of the day, look, your property is your business, okay? So I'm gonna go over like a few, maybe 3 or 4 ways that you can ensure that you're getting the maximum rental income from your property, which means cash to you in your pocket, right? That's what it's about. Number 1, a lot of times I've seen landlords give their properties to companies, agents, or do it themselves and do not advertise the property properly when it comes to the market. So the number 1 thing that you have to understand is, think about Apple, think about Nike. Everybody knows about them, almost everybody knows about them, yet they spend a ton of money on branding and marketing and advertising. Every time a new iPhone 10, 11, 12, whatever comes out, they put it out there, let the market know that, something new's come out. Same thing applies to your property. You need to make sure whether you or your property manager, whoever is advertising the vacancy, is spreading it out across as many channels as possible, whether it is word to mouth, social media, online portals, the newspaper, the list actually goes on. But what you need to remember is the more people you advertise to, the larger your pool is. Generally speaking, the larger a price you can get in terms of rent. Now, obviously, there's always market rent, but if there's something unique and special about your property that requires and allows you to ask a little bit more, a larger pool of tenants that you attract who come to see and view your property allows you to be able to get higher rental income, whether it's on a monthly, quarterly, 6 months or yearly basis. So that's number 1. Make sure you're advertising out there. Number 2, at the time when a potential tenant comes to the property to view it, keep in mind these 3 things. It should be well lit, very clean, and it should be smelling super uber nice, right? Think about that first date you went to, right? If the person you're sitting across the table doesn't smell amazing, do you want to stay there? You probably want to bounce, right? Same thing applies to a property. A lot of times, especially in Dubai or markets which see high interest in rentals super fast. There were times in Dubai, because I've been doing this for 14 years, there were times that tenants used to walk into properties which were badly kept, dirty, the lawn was not moved, even unclean, unpainted. And if you ask the agent, well, is this property ready for rental? The agent would say, yes, after you sign the deposit, after you sign the lease and pay us a deposit, we'll get it up and ready and running for you. Those days are gone, and it should never be run like that. Make sure you or your property manager is keeping the property well lit and very clean and is personally showing it around. And I encourage my agents to actually go to the property beforehand, just 5 minutes, open the windows, take an air refreshener, just air it out, and make sure when the person comes to view the property, they have an extra nice experience, right? What does that cost you? Almost next to nothing, just to change your mindset. So that's number 2, well lit, clean, smelling nice. Number 3, take care of maintenance issues. Look, it's your property. If you don't take care of the maintenance issues as they come up, those maintenance issues can translate into bigger replacement issues later, right? I'm talking about AC filters, AC servicing, so on and so forth. The moment they come up, you should have them scheduled and you should have a certain budget set up for that during the year, just get it done. If you don't, it comes back to bite you in the behind. It can become a bigger problem later on, which means more cash outflow. You want more cash inflow to you, right? Last but not the least, look, your tenant is technically, if you really think about it, as a definition, is your customer. Your property is your product, and you happen to be a business owner. So you sell your property on a yearly basis as a product to be utilized by your tenant, who's your customer. Now, most people give it to them once and forget about it. Now that's great. Now, property is one of those only things that keeps paying you even while your customer doesn't use it, right? So when they sleep, they're still paying you. When they go on vacation, they're still paying you. But does that mean that you should forget about them? Like forget about it, like the Italians say in those movies, forget about it? No, you should remember your customer. Perhaps send them a quarterly or 6-monthly small token as a gift, you or your property manager. Pay them a visit to know that everything's been taken care of and they're happy when they're living in your property, because this allows you, when the market turns in your favor, to increase rent in an amicable way. You're happy, tenants happy, everybody's happy. So number one, advertise well to attract a large pool of potential tenants. Number two, make sure the property is well lit, well cleaned and maintained, and smelling nice. Number three, make sure that you take preventative action when it comes to maintenance. Don't take replacement action. It costs you more and it's more of a headache for you and your tenant. And last but not the least, make sure that you've got a relationship with your tenant. Look, the list is very long, okay? So we do active property management. I could go into 20 things that you should be doing to make sure your tenant is happy with you, which at the end of the day translates into more money for you. However, most importantly, shift your mindset from being just a landlord to being an active landlord. Now I know everybody loves passive income, but look, being an active landlord doesn't take that much. It's either a little bit of extra work from you or appointing a good property manager. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. I love to send out more information to you. This is where you subscribe and hit the bell icon. Love to take care of any questions you have. Send them to me by WhatsApp or in the comment section. I reply once a week. Look forward to working with you. Ciao.